Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. Hi, everybody. How are you all doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everything in your life is going amazing. Right off the bat, I just want to give you guys an apology for not getting the love readings out for May 2018. Had some family come in from out of town, just threw my schedule completely out of the window. Had some things I had to take care of at home, work full time, so just absolutely did not have the time to get these readings done, but we're here now and we're going to do them for the first half of June 2018. Yay! The program or the method is still the same. We're going to use the Zodiac Oracle deck as the anchoring energy for each sign. You're going to have your own card there present, and you'll either get assigned to you the Happy Tarot deck, the Santa Muerte deck, or the Housewives Tarot deck. And we're going to do a reading. 3 on this side will be your energy, 3 on this side will be the partner or potential partner's energy, and we're going to read them all together at once and see what we get out of that. Go ahead and look in the description box below. You'll see the timestamp, so you can go ahead and jump straight to your reading if you don't want to chat, if you don't want to hear the chat, if you don't want to hear the shuffling, if you don't want to hear me yammer on and on about nothing. Go ahead and click that time or drag the timer bar across and you'll get there. Also down there, you're going to find information on how to go about getting a private reading with me. You can go ahead and send me emails at, or send me an email at, not many, just one, email at empathicfire82@gmail.com. You'll tell me what's going on. You'll ask the questions. I'll send you an email back on when you can expect your reading. And once the payment is received via PayPal, then I'll go ahead and upload your video privately through YouTube, and that will be provided to you directly through your email. Nobody else will see it. It's all confidential. It's all above board. Yay, yay, yay. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your love readings for the first half of June, starting with the fire signs, going into the earth signs, air signs, and then, of course, ending with the water signs. Sorry, water signs. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the readings, guys. Hello, fire signs. Welcome to your love readings for the first half of June. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in today. As you heard in the intro, I did apologize, and I apologize again for missing out on the love readings in May. Things just got a little hectic around the house, and people coming in from out of town, and it just threw everything into a loop, so I apologize again for that. Now, as I've done previously for the love readings that I did back in April, I've meditated on the 3 decks that I have. In Aries, you have the Happy Tarot deck. Leo, you have the Housewives Tarot deck. And Sagittarius, you have the Santa Muerte deck. Like I did previously in April, we're going to start with, Aries. And we're just going to move the decks assigned to Leo and Sagittarius off to the side here. And Aries and, Aries, we're going to start with you, Leo, Sagittarius. Excuse us for a moment, please. Hello, Aries. There you are. Welcome to your love reading. Let's get into it. Alright, Aries, even though I wasn't with you in May, I hope everything went well in terms of your love lives. I hope things are going fabulous for you. Just going to reestablish myself with your energy here. Didn't really start, so that little flyer doesn't count. But, yeah, I hope everything went well for you in May. I'm just going to connect with your energy here. Pull out 6 cards. And I'll tell you what I see for you coming in June. Aries, first half of June, please. And no love life. Aries, first half of June. First half of June for Aries. Not just yet. Almost, though. There it is. Okay. All right, Aries, let's go. First card out, Aries, is going to be who you are right now in terms of, or as you come into this love relationship or this connection, how you feel about yourself, what you're thinking, what might be on your plate right now, what's really prominent in your life, or how you feel, how you're thinking, things like this. It's going to be the first card out. Might be a certain stage in your life that you're at, or a certain status that you're carrying around with you right now. And as you come into the first half of June. Okay. Directly under me, so give me a second. I'm going to fetch that. Okay, Aries, this is your card that fell out for your first position. Second position for your Aries is going to be how you're viewing your partner or potential partner coming into this first half of June, what you're thinking about them, what you're feeling towards them, or how you might be feeling about the two of you as a unit. There we go. Third card on your side, Aries, is going to be what you might be hoping for in the future, what you might be wishing for, next best steps, or general advice for you in the future. First card on your partner or potential partner's side, Aries, is how they're feeling coming into this connection in the first half of June, what they're bringing to the table, what they're feeling, what might they be dealing with that's taking up their time or their consciousness, things like this. Sidewinder. Which way, please? Okay, thank you. Second card, Aries, is going to be how your partner or potential partner is thinking of you, what they feel about you, how they might be thinking of you guys as a unit. Third card, Aries, is going to be what their desired outcome is, what they might be hoping for in the future, what might be the next best step for them, or just general advice for them to take with them into the future of this relationship. Okay. Slightly in a sidewinder position. Which way, please? And I shouldn't say. Thank you. All right, Aries. Half of the cards came face down. Let's go ahead and flip these over and see what you got. Nice. All right, Aries. This looks pretty good. I say that. And hopefully I'm right. All right, let's see. All right, Aries, coming into the first half of June, your first card in the position of how you're feeling, what you're bringing to the table. You have, the page. Page of Cups. I'll show it to you upright. Not a lot of people use this deck on YouTube that I'm aware of, so you can just get a feel or an idea of what it looks like when it's upright. But yours came reversed, Aries. So you might be feeling, in this first half of June, you might be feeling a little sort of, you might be lacking in affection. You might have lost some of your affection. Whether or not that's towards your partner exclusively, I'm not really getting at this point, but it's just, you're not as happy and vibrant as you could be. You're not as enthralled in terms of love and relationships or love and romance as you might have previously been. And so there's just a little, like something is a little off as you come in. Or you're kind of going about it the wrong way, so some of you are just not feeling inspired in terms of love and relationships. You're not really feeling like wanting to be cute and go out on dates, or you're not focused on spending quality time if you have someone that you're dating or a committed partner or whatever your status is. And so you're just kind of, your focus isn't really there. Or others of you, you're just not doing it right. Like you're not, like for some of you, your idea of romance isn't really meshing with your partner or potential partner or people that you're dating. Like some of you are like thinking a great first date is like going to like a fast food joint. And you know, there's nothing wrong with that inherently, but it's just whatever you're doing is just not impressing the person that you're with, whatever kind of connection you're trying to make with them. It's not really coming across, because the page is what? The most quote unquote immature member of the court cards in the minor arcana. So you've got pages, knights, queens, and kings, right? And so the pages just are just that much less experienced than a queen or a king or even a knight. So there's sort of like this very green, very like not polished, not really refined element that some of you are or energy that some of you are working in. Like others of you think a great date night is like Netflix and chill. And to some people, sure, to you, yes, but to your partner or whoever you're trying to connect with, it's like not really cutting the mustard. Some of you are kind of ignorant to that, like ignorant to that in the sense of like you don't know that they're not impressed. Or they're not expressing it to you. You're not really picking up on any vibes. They might be sort of like grinning and bearing it and kind of like, you know, smiling and nodding like, oh yeah, I love this. This is great. And they're like inside, this is terrible. I'm not going to call this person again. Aries, lose my number might be the next thing that they tell you if you're in a dating situation. For those who like this would be committed, I think it's either, yeah, you're not really cutting the mustard in terms of romance and romantic gestures with your partner, or you yourself are just like really just like not having it. You're not interested in it. The whole not interested, for those who that might resonate with, I think that's more for people who are like seriously dating, heavily committed, or even married. I feel like that's more like for people who have been seeing a particular person for an extensive amount of time. And, you know, relationships go through that. They go through those patches where you're just like not really engaged in the love department. So that kind of sucks. But it can be overcame because, I mean, it is a page and it can be overcame. It can be overcome, excuse me. It is a page and it is in the reverse, and anything in tarot is just, it's malleable, right? So you can work with that energy if you know that you've been slacking off in terms of showing your partner that you care, or you know, maybe instead of going out to, you know, Burger King or something, maybe you should like go to an actual sit down restaurant. Or if your partner really values home cooked meals, maybe you could throw together their favorite meal for them. For those of you who are interested in trying to make that connection and please your partner, just have that in mind. There are things that you can do, small things. I don't think that there would be a need for any grand gesture because, although maybe there is, I don't know. But, you know, a little effort goes a long way sometimes, right? Aries, how are you viewing your partner in the first half of June? You're viewing them as the Ten of Swords. So, if you're seeing your partner and you're recognizing in them some kind of disappointment, betrayal. Some of them are just, this is a fatigued energy for some of them. They're like really tired. They're really stressed out. They're really unable to kind of show up in the relationship. And that could be a reason why some of you aren't really feeling romantic, is because you know your partner's got a lot on their plate. They're dealing with a lot of energy of just being over it and exhausted, and some of them have been like backstabbed, like, you know. Now, this is about a connection between you and another person. So for some of you, this has to do with something within the relationship where they feel disappointed in something that you've done or haven't done, something that you've said or you haven't said. But the majority of this energy I'm feeling is something on their side, like something that's happening to them exclusively that you may or may not know about, or something circumstantial between the both of you. So what does that mean, circumstantial between the both of you? So maybe you've got stresses in terms of family, like maybe, you know, it's graduation season, there's a lot of proms going on, and other obligations that we have with family going on right now in the first half of June. So there just might be this added stress within a situation that you both are in, but on your side of things, at least it's not showing here, it's not really stressing you out as much as it is them. I think some of you feel helpless when it comes to being able to assist your partner. Some of you feel responsible for this. That's coming through for sure. Like you're seeing that because of something you've said or done, they're feeling this way. You don't like that. You're not over the moon about, oh, because of me, my partner feels like they've been stabbed in the back. That's not something that brings you joy. But at the same time, I think you kind of feel helpless against it. I think you kind of feel like, I don't know what to do. You know, I'm not mature enough for this. I don't know what next step I can take to sort of alleviate this feeling from my partner. It's not guilty in the strictest sense of guilt, because I think whatever you've done or said was not really done with malice. It wasn't done with ill intent. If it was, then and maybe you do feel a little bit guilty. But what I'm feeling is like, it just so happens that whatever you did or said in some sort of context between you and your partner made them feel this way. And outside of an apology, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm feeling like confused myself. I think your energy is, I think I mentioned it in this first card, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to approach the situation to make it better, or the gestures and the actions that you're taking aren't really, calming the waters or building a bridge between you and your partner. There's a slight, not very slight, but a slight disconnect here between you and your partner in these first two cards. I don't think it's anything crazy. I don't think it's anything drastic. I don't think it's anything that's like super detrimental. let me throw a caveat on that real quick. Given at this moment, if this energy was to persist, I think it would increase that rift. I think it would increase the tension between you two, or the awkward exchanges, or the feeling of awkwardness between you if this wasn't handled. So if there's something that you think you could do, or that you think you should do, you might want to consider it. That's just a feeling that I'm getting there. What are you hoping for in the future in this relationship, Aries? You want the Nine of Cups. You're hoping and aiming for the Nine of Cups. Now that's lovely. So Nine of Cups is that wish card, right? You wish to have happy days ahead of you in this relationship. You wish to feel fulfilled, to feel abundant in terms of love and happiness. And in this particular card, it's different than it is in the Rider-Waite deck, where it's a man sitting on a chair and he's got 9 cups behind him and he's got his arms crossed and he's looking like really smug, like, oh, look at me, look at all my 9 cups. In this one, this kid, he's got a spoon in his hand, right? And he's going to devour the contents of all of those cups. Like he's, like a kid in a candy store, or in this case, maybe like a kid in like an ice cream shop or something like that. And it's interesting because of this specific card, I feel like there's like a sort of naivete involved in this being your desire for the future, Aries. Because this is a baby, right? Or a toddler. And that immediately would speak to immaturity, not fully developed, you know what I mean? Kind of amateurish, or like wet behind the ears kind of feeling, like a God, I don't know why these words come to me, like a whippersnapper, like an ankle biter, although that's more for animals, but I suppose little kids can be ankle biters, right? So what you wish for is to be happy, to be fulfilled, to have your wishes come true, to have this emotional abundance and this emotional contentment. To have options is also sort of indicated there in the Nine of Cups. But it's from the standpoint or the perspective of a toddler, of a small child. Because in the Nine of Cups and the Rider-Waite, it's a man sitting on this stool. Here it's a child. Maybe even a baby because of the bib. So that might be, what I'm getting is sort of like, it's either this is a new wish, it could be that this feeling or this desire is new, like you have recently come to sort of like an epiphany, like, oh, I want to be happy. Not like that's an epiphany, I want to be happy, but in the context of this relationship, I want to have my ultimate happiness, or I want to increase my level of happiness. I want to find ways to be contented and to feel emotionally abundant. That could be a new revelation, especially like if you're newly dating, or maybe you've reconciled recently, whatever it is. But for others of you, I feel like it's just kind of like not fully formed. Like this idea or this feeling inside of you isn't fully incubated. You've taken the cake out of the oven prematurely. The cake hasn't risen yet. The bread is going to, or the cake is going to fall. The bread is going to fall because you didn't let it finish in the oven. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting here. So for some of you, it's on track. It's new, it's fresh, because you're just getting to know this person, and maybe you guys have had like a slight setback, and maybe you've had a disagreement or something, but you want to get back to a happier spot. But for a good portion of you, I feel like this wanting to get back to a good spot or reach a certain level of happiness within this relationship is not grounded. It's not sitting on a solid surface. It's very precarious. Underdeveloped. Okay. Interesting. On their side of things, Aries, they're coming in, your partner or potential partner, they're coming in as the Chariot. Card of Cancer. So some of you might be dealing with a Cancer. But more than that, this is a card that says decisions, decisions, decisions. I am making decisions. I have the power. I am He-Man or She-Ra, either way. And this person is like trudging forward. They're getting their ducks in a row. Their sphinxes aligned, right? And they are ready to move forward. They're very decisive right now. Very decisive. Very decisive. What are they deciding about? Themselves? Okay. Inching. Okay. So, I think your partner's Aries, there might be some that are going through an interesting change right now, or they're at a pivotal moment in their lives where change is kind of what's necessary, or what's on their mind is change. But their internal energy, the go, 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 I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, is not matched by the outside. That's where the inching comes in. So what's going on inside is they're ready. They've got their shoes laced up. They've got the reins in their hand. And they're ready to crack the whip at the back of these sphinxes, right? They're ready to get moving. However, what's going on externally is that process or that progress is slow. It's not as ramped up as what they feel on the inside. So the intention to move forward. What are they moving? Why? What's this move about? Move on. Okay, for some, move on. And move up. Okay. So some of you have got a George Jefferson situation on your hands where where your partner is trying to ascend to a higher level. In what realm, it's not really coming through. It could be in this relationship, so some want to take it to a higher level with you, Aries. Others, the moving up could be in their career, could be in their social status, could be in their wallets. They want to increase something. For others of you, where it's the move on, I think for some of you, this person is slowly but surely trying to decouple from you. They are bursting at the seams to do it, but like I said before, inching. The intent is there, the desire is there to kind of, and when I say decouple, that word, it's not, okay, here we go, thank you. It's not a break. And this is going to sound weird maybe to some of you. It's not a break. It's not like, oh, I want to be done with you forever. It's a decoupling. Like, they want to remove their energy from you, the bond. Okay, how tightly you guys are bound together, how much time you spend together, or the ways in which you spend time together, they want to kind of be more of an individual. That doesn't mean break up. And yeah, that's why, okay, thank you. The decoupling, like, I wish I could, okay, so what's coming through is like, like a knot, not like with a piece of string, but like a rope. You ever seen that, like, in, like, interesting, like, competitions or strange, I don't know what kind of competitions they are, but it's like a big knotted rope, and someone has to, remove the rope, like, untie it, get it straight. That's what they want. They want to take this knotted thing that is between you two, that your energies are so enmeshed, or your lives, like I said, spending a lot of time together, doing certain activities. Like, they just kind of want breathing room. They want some space. And the reason I say decoupling is because it's this energy, going back to the rope thing, it's like this tight energetic ball, this tight knotted ball that has your energy, Aries, and their energy together, and it's like overlapping, and it's intertwined, and it's just going in and out of all directions, and it's just a mess. In energetic form, it's a mess. They can't really tell who feels what, which can be scary for some people, You get involved with them, and you start to, like, sympathize with each other's emotions, and, like, you can tell when they're upset, and you're not even in the same room, you're not even in the same building, you're, like, halfway across the city, but you just know they're having a bad day, so you call them or you text them, and it's just like, I had this feeling, are you okay? And they're like, how did you know that? Why are you calling me? Yes, I'm having a bad day, but that's kind of freaky that you know that. So that's what's going on for some of them in the Chariot position. Moving up is in moving up to higher levels in terms of business or finances, or even in this relationship. And others, they just kind of want a little bit of breathing space. They want a little bit of wiggle room to kind of be their own person. How are they viewing you, Aries? Very interesting, as the Three of Cups. So I think I mentioned before, this is like the time of year we've got graduations going on, we've got proms and things like that. So, and just general, the weather is better. We're in the initial season, or the start of summer will be happening soon. So they're viewing you as, like, celebrating, partying, shot. You're having a good time. Or you need to have a good time. Either you're doing it and they kind of don't mind it. Some mind it. Some think you're partying too much. I'll be honest. Some think you need to reel it in a little bit and come home instead of staying out all night at the bar or whatever you're doing socially. Others, they're like, oh God, yes, go out. It's fine. I don't care. Do that. Like, because they want that breathing room, right? They want that space to themselves, or that time to themselves. Others think this is what you need to do. Still in that same vein of, gosh, I need to have my alone time. They want you to go out, see your friends, hang out, go to coworker barbecues or anything to do work. You're like, oh, Todd from marketing, and he invited me over his house, but I'm not going to go. Oh, I think you should go. I think you like Todd, don't you? I never talked to Todd. And they're just like encouraging you to go out and be more social and enjoy yourself because you need it, and they will benefit too. Because you'll go by yourself and you'll be gone for a couple hours and they can sort of relax or do things that they want to do. Others of you, you're doing this too much. They want you to come home. They need you to reel it in. And others of you, others of you, you're doing this with the reel in, like calm down is how I'm feeling it. It's also because they feel ignored by you. This is interesting. A lot of different messages are coming through this entire reading for you, Aries. So hopefully this hits a lot of you in one shot. But for those who like come home, calm down, they feel ignored. Like, instead of partying with your friends or going out with people after work, why don't you come home and spend time with me? Or why don't you ever invite me out? Why, how come I can't go? And you're like, oh, it's girls' night. But I want to see you. I want to talk to you. We haven't seen each other, blah, blah, blah. Or it's boys' night. Whatever fits your situation. So some of your partners, Aries, they want to be invited into the party. They feel like you're out having all the fun and they're at home twiddling their thumbs, which may or may not be their choice, which may or may not be, self-imposed in some kind of way, but slight feeling of jealousy for some of your partners, Aries. Now, what are they hoping for in the future? What is up next for them? Got the Temperance card. Temperance, sign of card of Sagittarius. So some of you might have a Sagittarius on your hands. But regardless of that, they need to do some healing. Some of them, most of them, they need to get their perspective in order. Like, some of them are kind of off the deep end regarding some things. They're not as focused as they should be, either on themselves or on situations that require their diligence, require their focus and energy, and they're kind of distracted, and they need to, bring some balance into their own mind and their heart, and just like kind of be conscious and aware of where they're sort of damaged is. And not to say like they're a hugely damaged person and they have all these issues, but like something is like definitely like a yellow alert, and they're just kind of like, I don't see that. I don't recognize that. Or, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow. They're kind of like pushing it off, or they're totally ignoring it. Some of them are seeking to be enlightened, like they want clarity about something. They want to feel as if they have all the pieces of the puzzle and they're able to now construct the puzzle or see a clearer picture now that the puzzle is being assembled. You know what I mean? So some of them are looking to get a nice crystal clear picture of what's going on with them, not about a scenario, with them as a person, like who am I kind of stuff, existential sort of questions. Who am I? What is my role in this universe? Like that kind of thing. For others, okay. For others, this is a person. And this is someone that your partner wants to get to know. How they want to get to know them, in what context, for what reason, I don't want to speculate. But some have an interest in someone who is embodying those qualities of the Temperance card, spiritually enlightened, trying to find balance and healing in their life, kind of like this peaceful, angelic, just sort of kind of energy. There's someone around some of your partners who is radiating that energy, and your partner is attracted to them. Now, Don't take that as they're cheating or anything like that. For some, maybe. But attraction is not just romantic or sexual. Attraction can be platonic, right? So it's quote unquote innocent, this attraction. For others, maybe it's not. But is that the attraction? What's going on with the attraction? You're having a... Yeah, okay. So, it might start platonic, and it might, quote unquote, seem innocent, but given time, with time, it would grow. Whether or not it would actually get to anything, can't tell you that. Don't see that. But it's a matter of, with time, this attraction will intensify. And I think I said something about that here, too. In time, if this rift, if this sort of like tense area here isn't addressed, your partner and you will drift apart. A lot of layered messages here today, Aries. That's very interesting. I think this is like the first time I've done a love reading where there have been like 4 or 5 different like scenarios that I'm like able to sort of connect with. So if one of them resonated with you, I hope you would leave a comment or like the video, or, you know, let me know how everything works out for you. So that'll be your reading for the first half of June. I'll come back in about 2 weeks' time, maybe more. We'll see how my schedule goes, and I'll come back with your second half of June. So thank you, Aries. I do appreciate you viewing up until this point. I'm going to clear the board now, and I'm going to get on with Leo's reading. Bye, Aries. Hello, Leo. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you here. And Leo, you had the Housewives Tarot deck. Hello. Oh, look, and at the bottom of the deck, the Strength card. Isn't that fun? All right, Leo. So if you're a returning viewer, I thank you for coming back. If you're a first-time viewer, you're welcome here. Just going to get reestablished with Leo's energy. Where did that card go? There it is. And get reestablished with your energy, Leo, for the first half of June in your love lives. And once I get reestablished, I'm going to go ahead and do the big old shuffle. Lay your cards out and read them once they're all out, okay? And Leo, I hope everything's going well for you. I missed you guys in May. I missed everybody in May, but life, family, obligations, responsibilities, all that stuff kind of gets in the way sometimes, right? But I shouldn't say it that way. They need to be addressed. They need to be taken care of. They need to be engaged with, you know? Leo, first half of June. There we go. Thank you. All right, Leo, let's go for it. First card out is going to be how you're feeling coming into this situation in June. How you're connecting, or excuse me, how you're feeling about yourself. What's your attitude? What are you feeling coming in? Second card, wow, is going to be how you feel about your partner. What you think of them. What you think of you guys as a unit. Things like this. How you're viewing the connection between them and yourself. And the third card is going to be what you're hoping for or wishing for in the future. What might be the next best step for you in the future in this relationship. What might be some advice that you should take with you going forward. Things of that nature. Oh, now you don't want to come out. Like, those two came pretty quickly, and now there's a little bit of a delay here. There we go. Was that 2 or 3? 2. We'll expose those more in a second. First card on their side, Leo. It's going to be how they're viewing themselves right now, coming into this connection. What's their mindset right now? How they're identifying with themselves, what they're feeling and thinking about. What might be pressing issues in their lives. Things of this nature. Somebody's hiding. There we go. Thank you. Second card, Leo, is how they're viewing you at this time in the relationship. What are they feeling towards you? How they relate to you? How they might be seeing you guys together as a unit. Things of this nature. Okay. Third card, Leo. What they're hoping and wishing for in the future. What might be the next best step for them. Some advice for them to take into the future of this relationship or connection. Boom. A lot of downward cards. And there's no bottom of the deck energy. Leo, you are your own overall energy. Let's flip these guys over. Oh boy. And let's see what we got. Interesting. Oh no. That was more about the picture, not about anything that I felt. Alright, Leo, let's get into this. Huh? Coming into the first half of June, Leo, you're coming in as the Six of Cups. This is how you're feeling. This is how you're seeing yourself. So, you're a nice tall glass of lemonade, huh? Maybe you're feeling that like a refreshment. Maybe you're feeling refreshed. Maybe you're feeling like this girl, she seems very proud of these glasses of lemonade that's in front of her. I think maybe she like made them. Or maybe she's like about to sell them at a lemonade stand. Who knows? But I think you're feeling, like I said, refreshed. I think you're feeling like back to your old self, Leo. Where previously, I think for your love readings in April, gosh, what was going on? Like, I think you might be connecting with someone in a relationship, dating, committed, married, whatever it is. And it's sort of been like this not on and off again, like we're together, we're not together, but like on off is like how engaged you feel in the relationship, or how solid you feel in the connection that you're sharing with someone. I think you're feeling pretty solid right now. Or if anything, your romantic gauge has been turned up a little bit. You're you're feeling the vibe of love and romance in the first half of June, okay? This might be a connection with someone from your past. So an ex, past life relationship, someone that you've known previously in your life but never dated, things like this. Or it gives you that feeling of going back to your past and feeling this nostalgic kind of joy and happiness. I think, it's, okay. Whimsical is the word that came into my mind, whimsical. So for some, this might be a little fantasy based. Might be not so steeped in reality. So be careful of that, okay? But for others, I think it's pretty much a clear, or it's not like rock hard. Rock hard. It's not like, chiseled in stone or written in stone or anything, but it's just, like I said, you're coming back to it. It's a refreshing thing. So, okay. So because it's like this coming back to, refreshed, renewed, it kind of might make some of you feel kind of tentative. Like, can I trust it? Can I trust it? That's it. Okay. Can you trust it? That's whimsical. Can you trust it? Can you be sure? Is kind of the issue here. Can you be sure? Some of you are like taking a crapshoot. Yeah, I'm sure. Roll the dice. Let's go. Others of you are like, I'm not going to place all my chips on the table just yet. Okay? How are you viewing your partner? Whoa. How dare you fall? Hang on. There we go. Excuse me. How are you viewing your partner or potential partner coming into the first half of June, Leo? You view them as the Queen of Wands. So it's a court card. So some of them, or excuse me, some of you Leos might be dealing with a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But the bottom line is, whoever you're connecting with, Leo, they're kind of a boss. You know, they're very assured of themselves. Maybe they're a little bossy. Or, you know, assertive, straightforward, or definitely one to give directives. Definitely one to take charge, right? Look at the posture of this woman. What do you mean the vacuuming hasn't been done? Get to the, you know, like she's giving directions to somebody. Which I'm saying that in sort of like this, like egads, like oh no kind of feeling, but that's not what I'm getting from this. That person, whoever this is, that's their demeanor. And they use it when they need to. It's not like how they are all the time. They're not always bossy or pushy or assertive or domineering. But they just give that air of confidence and that air of knowing and that air of, we're going to do it this way because my way is the best way. But they're not constantly like that. Like there's this strange, you can't really see it in the card, but as I interact with it here, it's like there's a strange softness here. Like, okay, fine. I don't know how this is coming across like, sort of like, it's like those people that you hear about, like they run the show, they're a CEO, they're a manager of some type, and they're in control, like in their working world, or even in their home life, even in their domestic life. They have to take control, they have to run the ship, they have to give everybody else tasks, blah, 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 blah. But what happens with a lot of people like that, at least that I've read about and learned about, is a lot of people like that need to have this control relinquished. Like to constantly be in control, to constantly have to take on the role of the leader is tiring. It does all kinds of things to your demeanor and your personality. It does all kinds of things to your mental and physical health. So when it comes to the bedroom or any type of intimate relationship on a romantic side, they're probably less likely to be that domineering. So that's a very distinctive description of your partner or potential partner, Leo. They're like boss in the streets, kitten in the sheets, you know, or something like that, where, you know, they just become a lamb when it comes to behind closed doors. They become sort of very soft and vulnerable. And if you don't know that about them, you will get to know that about them. If you don't know it already, if you can't tell, if you're like, maybe, you know, if you're like dating them or maybe, you know, you've dated them for a while, maybe you're committed to them and they just got this new job, but then you're going to find there's something going on with you, Mary, or Joseph, there's something going on. This new job has really got you, and then, you know, they turn into putty when you start to massage their shoulders and they relax and they become like, just hold me, like really soft and vulnerable. This person is on the inside. Or at least, like I said, when it comes to being intimate with you. That's nice, I guess. Now, what are you hoping for in the future of this relationship? What are you hoping for? What are you wishing for? What might be the next best step? You got 2 court cards, which is very interesting. Queen of Cups, King of Swords. Hang on a second. Okay, Leah. There were some children passing by outside, and I wanted to make sure that they shut their traps. Now, okay. Hoping for in the future, wishing for what might be the next best step for you in this relationship. You've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands. So, this might be just a pairing between you, Leo, as the King of Wands, wands representing the fire sign. So this could be you. You could be the King of Wands or want to be. And the person that you want is a Queen of Cups, which could be a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Male or female, doesn't really matter. You could be a King of Wands and be female. Your Queen of Cups could be male. It doesn't matter. But it's an interesting pairing, right? Because you do have the Queen of Wands here. Oh, duh, I just said it. Sometimes I forget immediately what I said. So, everything that I just said about the Queen of Wands being, like, super in control, very much domineering and, like, running the ship, that's who they are, but you want the Queen of Cups side of this person. So I think this is the same person. This Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands, they share that energy, this person. They've got sort of two sides to them. You've got this a little harder, more assertive exterior side of your partner, and then you've got like this soft, a little more docile, a little bit more relaxed and wanting to just enjoy the enjoy the joys. What is wrong with me? But basically enjoy the good life. Like, she's just sitting there making a cocktail, you know? And it's interesting because either way you cut it, not in the purely traditional interpretation of these cards, but how I'm viewing it. You're a match with this person, no matter if they're putting out the Queen of Wands energy or the Queen of Cups energy. If you're the King of Wands, Leo, you already match with the Queen of Wands. You can be just as in control. You can be just as authoritative as the Queen of Wands. And the King of Wands has like this lovely contraption. So he's inventive, right? He's able to engineer certain solutions that other people don't think of. So there's like this incredible ability to work through problems and kind of keep the gears running. You know, if this is work, if it's at a home, domestic situation, whatever. The King of Wands is industrious in that way. The Queen of Wands is too, but like I said before, she's kind of the director. She's kind of like, you know, the one who's telling everybody else what to do. And that works well with the King of Wands. I'm industrious. You can tell people what to do. Let's start an empire, babe. Let's start a business. Let's do something with that. King of Wands would also match with the Queen of Cups because, and this might sound a little sexist or a little, it just might sound weird, but the King of Wands, he's working hard, right? I'm inventing contraptions with like 6 arms that do the job of like 1 instrument, blah blah blah. And then the Queen of the Queen of Cups is like, do you want a drink, baby? Do you want me to fix you a cocktail? Do you need a foot massage? Like, this queen is more in service to the King of Wands. But again, don't mind the gender. It could be 2 men having this go on. It could be 2 women. It could be a man servicing a woman. Don't mind the gender that's on the cards, and don't really get too much into those sort of like stereotypical patriarchal depictions that I just described. But that's the point, is like the partner that you are with, or that you're connecting with, or you want to connect with, or that you're dating, whatever. They've got this ability to match you on either side. They can be hard when you need them to be hard, and tough and in charge. And then they can be soft and yielding and more receptive. And that appeals to you, Leo. From what I know of Leos, and I know quite a bit, that would be very appealing. Interesting. Your partner on their side, how are they coming in? Who are they right now in terms of love and relationships in the first half of June? They're coming in as the 7 of Pentacles. Well. Industrious indeed. I mean, well, I said that about the King of Wands, but your partner is also industrious. So your partner has been doing some gardening, perhaps literally. We're in the season for it, right? So maybe some of them are like, you know, giving their green thumb a workout or whatever. Others, they're planning and they're plotting, and they're really tending to their plans. They're really tending to the different things that they have on their plate. And some are waiting for something. They're waiting for the crops to yield, for the Seven of Pentacles to turn into the Eight of Pentacles so that they can harvest and reap what they've sown. But there's just this, definitely, they're focused on getting more or building towards something and obtaining something. And really growing their empire is how that's coming out. So that could be in terms of business. That could be in terms of your relationship with them, how you guys work together in the domestic space. So maybe their empire, it means having children or having more children. Maybe it means increasing your finances. So maybe some of them are going to open up an Etsy shop. Who knows? But they're very focused on the Pentacles. And Pentacles deals with more than money. It is resources of all kinds. It also deals with your foundations. It also deals with aspects of other things that you value in this life. So like time. Time to me is huge when it comes to Pentacles. So some of them are trying to get their schedules in order, have a predicted schedule so that it frees them up to do other things. You know what I mean? So that's good. I mean, that reflects a little bit back to the Queen of Wands. It's like they're about their business. They're about being a boss. They're about making sure their ducks are in a row and everything goes according to plan. That's attractive to you, Leo, especially if they're doing the Queen of Cups thing behind closed doors. Wonderful. How are they viewing you, Leo, in the first half of June? Come here. Nine of Cups. Well. They're looking at you like you're something to write home about. You are definitely somebody who gives them this homey feeling. In this card, it's different than it is in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, where it's one guy, in that deck, it's one guy sitting on a stool, he's got 9 cups behind him, and he's kind of like miserly, he's kind of like smug, like, oh, look at me, I have all my cups. Here, you've got 2 people, it's festive, so there's some holiday cheer there, right? So, Leo, you're somebody to share this experience with, share this type of effusive, affectionate, just like lovey-dovey feeling with, you know. For many of us, the holidays, even though it's June, the holidays are a time that you want to be with those that you love and care for the most, right? That you cherish the most. And seeing them happy makes you happy, and them seeing you happy makes them happy. It's this whole big circle of love, right? That's what they see you as, somebody who does this or provides this in their life or plays this role in their life. You're somebody who is worth adorning with presents or giving. Like, I'm getting the feeling some of them, not all, but some of your partners, Leo, want to take care of you. They want to shower you with gifts. They want to shower you with their love. They want to show you how lovely you make them feel. Like, they want to, I feel like inside, a lot of them are like overjoyed, and the way that they want to express it to you is through gifts or through possessions or through acts of romance or romantic gestures, right? Yeah. That's freaking great. That's very nice. Now, what's interesting is what they're hoping for or wishing for in the future, Leo. They have the 4 of Cups, which is different, again, from the traditional tarot. This is like being afraid, or cautious, I should say, about going overboard, indulging, right? Being offered a temptation for some of them, and being able to resist. So some of them are a little worried about the sustainability of this relationship. This is more so for people where you're getting to know this person, you're dating them, it's still a fresh relationship a few months in, maybe even still within like a year or two. They're cautious of like how far this relationship can actually go. Like, will it stand the test of time? Will we always be satisfied with each other? You know? Will we always, fill each other's glasses? Things like that. For those where like it's more substantial, what's happening here? What's happening here? Take a shot. Okay. For some of them, Leo, your partners, they're worried about, they're worried about other things being interjected into this relationship, like coming in suddenly and disrupting the harmony that you guys have, or that the harmony that you both are working towards. Like, they're worried that something is going to just appear out of nowhere, sort of like that hand, and just like thrust forward, like, okay, deal with this crap now. So some of them might be a little like anxious, paranoid about unforeseen factors, repercussions. Some of them, repercussions. So there might be something going on, Leo, with this partner that you're with, that you've been with for a while, where there might be a backlash to both of you, towards the relationship, not towards them. Well, for some of them, maybe towards them by themselves, but I'm feeling it more as if you guys as a unit will face certain hurdles, certain obstacles, and it's a repercussion. It's in response to something that is going on right now, or something that will happen, and then the repercussion happens in the future. So they're a little worried, some of them. For others, it's just a matter of, can we really go the distance? Will we be able to combat or withstand certain temptations? What a temptation, what form of a temptation? Maybe alcohol, maybe drinking, maybe partying or other types of substances, maybe people, maybe other circumstances. Is not super clear, but just being able to go, no, I'm with Leo, or Leo, I'm with my partner, however it's going to be, like making sure to keep each other as a priority. Keep each other as yeah. Other than that, this is very good. And even with the Four of Cups, and like anything in the tarot, all of this energy is mutable. It's not fixed energy. It's not set in stone here. All of this can change. But what I feel like, this is more like a cautionary thing. This is more of like a worry than it is an actual, like, I think it's like less grounded or less founded in quote unquote reality than anything else here. I think this is sort of like within their own head. Or, since we're dealing with cups, within their own hearts, within their own emotions. And you've got 4 of Cups cards, you've got some wands, so this is very deep in terms of love and passion and effusive natures of you and your partner. A little bit of practicality with the pentacles, but overall, very dreamy, this whole situation, Leo, okay? Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching till this point in the reading. I appreciate it. Check back in about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to come back with your second half of June love readings. And now I'm just going to clear the deck, and I'm going to get on with the Sagittarius readings. Bye-bye, Leo. Welcome, Sagittarius. Hello, how are you? Are you doing well? I hope you're doing well. Why am I talking to you in a weird voice? I don't know. Maybe like at a certain point in these readings I just get loopy and there's nothing I can do about it. There we go. Sagittarius, first half of June, love readings. Sag, I hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going swimmingly in your life. Again, I apologize for not being here in May to do your love readings. Life just kind of happens, right? And you got to take care of business. Excuse me. And hello to any returning viewers. Hello to any new viewers. I appreciate you being here. Just going to get reestablished with the energy. And then once I am, we'll get into the actual big deal shuffle, right? Sagittarius, first half of June, love, please. Thank you. All right, Sag, here we go. Move that out of the way. First card out is going to be who you are right now at this stage in your life, in this relationship, what your current status is, what your mindset might be, what you bring it to the table, and how you're viewing yourself, basically. Oh my, okay. I think that was 2. Yes. It came like that. Second card, Sag, is going to be how you're viewing your partner or potential partner at this time in the first half of June. What you think about them, how you feel about them, how you're connecting with them. Also, what you are feeling about you guys as a unit. Slight sidewinder card. Which way, please? Thank you. Third card, Sagittarius, is going to be what you're hoping or wishing for in the future of this relationship. What might be the next best step on your side of things? What might be some advice that you take with you into the future? Okay. First card on their side, Sag, is going to be how they're viewing themselves right now in the first half of June coming into this relationship. What are they bringing to the table? What is their current mindset? What are they dealing with? 2 doubles on both sides. Look at you guys. Second card, Sagittarius, is going to be how they're viewing you right now in the beginning of June. What they think about you, what they feel towards you, what they feel towards your relationship, all that good stuff. Third card on their side, Sagittarius, is going to be what they're hoping or wishing for in the future of this relationship. What might be the next best step? There might be some general advice. Is that 3 or 2? 2. Well, we're going to be here for a little while. Let's grab yourself some coffee, Sag, because you've got a lot of doubles here. Let's go ahead and flip the rest. And we're going to get into it. Wow. This is a lot. I'm not going to rush it, but I'm also not going to sit here all day and do this. All right. Coming in, Sagittarius. You're coming into the first half of June. How you're viewing yourself, what you're bringing to the table here is you have the 2 of Swords in reverse, and then you have the 2 of Wands upright. So this is good. This is good. And not that I need to show it to you because you can kind of see it, but I will show you the 2 of Swords upright just so you can get a slightly clearer picture of it, but it did come reversed. So why is this good? Why am I saying it's good? It's good. It's good. Because you're getting over this inability to move, essentially. You're getting over this inability to think clearly, to make decisions, to sort of connect, you know. 2 of Swords upright would indicate you're blocked because of some inability to choose, some inability to make Okay, Sagittarius, I apologize for that. Once again, I ran out of memory on my camera, and I have to take care of that, but I haven't done it yet, because, you know, life. Now, as I was saying before I got cut off, was 2 of Swords reversed, or 2 of Swords upright would indicate that you're blocked, but that it's come in reverse, it's indicating that you're getting out of that mental block. You're getting out of that sort of cyclical way of thinking, and kind of, because you're thinking so much, you're unable to act. You're unable to make positive changes or even get involved or be engaged. Like there's sort of this disconnect when the 2 of Swords is upright. But again, you've got it in reverse. And next to it, you've got the 2 of Wands. Now, 2 of Wands, that's in your wheelhouse, right? Wands indicates or is linked to fire signs. So you're back in your power, or you're back in your element, I should say. You're back in your element, where you might still be a little guarded, because as you can see, the figure, he's got 2 guns, right? But they're crossed in front of his chest, where his chest would be. right? So you might be a little on guard, but there's still like this determination. I mean, the eye sockets there, even without eyeballs in them, would indicate, all right, I'm ready to do business. I'm ready to crack on with life. I'm ready to get on and do what I need to do and accomplish what I want to accomplish. So it's still in the initial phase because they're both twos, right? So nothing grand is actually happening. There's still like this sort of planning and sort of, getting the details right. But you go from this inability to act, this inability to focus, this inability to make choices to, I'm ready to make choices because I want to get stuff done. Determined. Now, in terms of love, I think that would indicate that you're wanting to open up, but again, you're on guard because again, the arms are crossed in this depiction of the Two of Wands. So as much as you're done like sitting and thinking and not acting on anything, not being able to connect and being sort of blocked, you're still like, you're not trying to go out there and run a marathon. Okay. You're like, let me jog around the block a couple of times before I sign up for the Boston Marathon. Okay. So there's this sort of baby steps towards intention, towards wanting to get more become more engaged, to go deeper, or to even just connect with someone on a romantic level. If you're already connected, if you're already in a partnership, I think you're coming out of this stasis period and you're wanting to discover, sounds a little cheesy, but you're kind of wanting to discover who you are in this relationship. Now, how are you viewing your partner or yourself, or you guys as a unit, viewing your partner or your pairing as the Hermit? So that's relative to the stasis period. So maybe you and your partner both have kind of been in this energy, in this reflective energy, in this energy of, all right, let me just sit down with myself and think about my life. And maybe you've been keeping journals, and maybe you've been, monitoring your mood, or, going on spiritual journeys, whatever it is. But if you exclusively view your partner this way, let me see here. Oh yeah, okay. Some of you, okay, also, card of Hermit is a card of Virgo, so some of you might be dealing with a Virgo, but beyond that, your partner may have been in this stasis period perhaps a little longer than you, or it feels that way, because I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's sort of like this bug, or like some type of insect there in the torso area of this skeletal figure. And already all the cards here deal with skeletons, so I think in order to signal decomposition a little bit more, you need to have something like that in there. So I'm taking that as like an indication of, it's been a while, this whole going inside and connecting with self, going on some kind of spiritual journey, trying to be in life. Okay, Sag. Again, I've got to do something about the memory. Listen, let's get on, let's do this. Now, the Hermit, again, you guys might be dealing with a Virgo, but with the bug in his chest, or in his torso area, right? To me, it's like it's been going on for a while. This stasis period, this reflection period, this self-discovery period for your partner, and I'm feeling it's mostly what I'm feeling strangely, and what I was talking about before I got cut off, which was like about a minute or two ago, is that your partner might be doing this, might be the one primarily doing this, reflecting on self, trying to get to some kind of clarity, trying to dig deep inside of themselves and figure some stuff out. But that energy affects you too. If you're not engaging in such behavior with them, if you're not going on such a journey because you were blocked previously with the Two of Swords, right? And you're still kind of guarded with the Two of Wands right beside it, this energy of the Hermit is still within this relationship. It's still bleeding over into your own energy. And that could be because you're simply observing your partner go through this, or the link between you two kind of has you guys sharing energy. where I think previously this might have bothered some of you, Sagittarius, that your partner was doing this, that your partner's energy might have been affecting you in some sort of way. I think the majority of you don't mind it, but for those who were, it was bothersome in some way or some form or fashion, I think you're sort of getting over that, and you're kind of coming to terms with that's what they needed to do, or that's what they need to do if this is still going on in the first half of June. And because I know that, Sagittarius, one of your defining character traits is understanding, and like having this wide scope of trying to understand what life is all about, what's going on here in the cosmos, why are we here, why do we do anything, what does this mean, what does that mean? And so there's this constant need, or this constant this constant drive of discovery within you. And some Sagittarius would be very skeptical of this whole go within, get to the only way out is in, or however that cliched phrase is, or the only way through is in, or something like that. Some of you have been skeptical of your partner's efforts to do this. You haven't been like, don't do it, I hate that, what are you doing that for, that's stupid. But you've just been quietly like, okay. Like, your partner's like, I'm going on a yoga retreat, and you're like, okay. And, accepting it, but then on the inside you're like, what do you think you're gonna do by, sitting silently? Like, that doesn't get you anything. So some of you have been skeptical, but because they're sort of following through and doing it to the letter, doing whatever they need to do in this hermit energy, you're able to observe how different they are, or how different you feel when you're around them, things like this. So for those who have been skeptical, some of your apprehensions and your doubt might be subsiding. So that's a nice little side effect, I guess, of your partner doing this energy or doing this behavior. For others, you share this with them and you're kind of doing it. Like if they're doing a full-on yoga retreat, you're going once a week to a yoga class at Planet Fitness or something. You're like, okay, fine, I'll do something, or you're watching tarot readings on YouTube. You're doing your own version of this. Some of you. Now, what are you hoping for in the future, Sagittarius? What might be in the next best step for you? Etc., etc. You've got the Devil card. Oh no, the Devil. I'm kidding. Don't be afraid of the Devil card. Card of Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Excuse me. Card of Capricorn. Your neighbor. So some of you might be connecting with a Capricorn. There might be a Capricorn of significance in this relationship. But I think there is this desire in you, and I mentioned it down here, but I think definitely this is a ramping up or a steady increase, or you're hoping for a steady increase to go from this Two of Wands to this Devil energy, because the Devil is about control, right? The Devil is about having decisive and divisive ways of seeing a situation through, seeing a task to completion. Capricorn energy in itself is that of accomplishment, is that of achievement, is that of setting out a plan, setting out on with a task in mind and accomplishing that task to the letter, down to the finite details, right? So where, again, you were blocked before, and if I recall your love reading for April, or your 2 love readings for April, there may have been this whole not sure of what to do, not sure of what's going on in this relationship, being kind of ambivalent or even apathetic in terms of love and relationships. That definitely was happening in your general readings. I do remember that. And so the Devil, it just would not have any of that. The Devil is not apathetic. The Devil gives a hoot. Gives a hoot or two about whatever the Devil is involved in. So in terms of love and relationships, I think you kind of want to put your all into it. I think that you want to see something turn, some tide to sort of change, and some energies to shift. Some of you might want to control the relationship. A few of you might want to have at least more control, more say, more clout in the relationship. Others of you just want to, and the devil would indicate carnal energy as well. Some of you just want to get down and dirty. Okay, some of you just want to, where before maybe things weren't popping in the bedroom, things were kind of lackluster. Now you're like, oh no, let's get the whips and chains. Let's do it. let's do all of it. Some of you, that's what you want. Either way, I think it's getting you back into your energy, right? Because this card, the devil isn't a fire, or Capricorns are not fire signs, and the devil doesn't really have much to do typically with fire signs, but the card itself is like very, like, like it's hot, right? Like, it's probably just a cave, or no, it looks like a cathedral, but because of the coloring, both on the devil figure himself, and I think he's got a crown that might have some flames in it. This is just a hot card to me, like hot. So some of you just want that. You want to get down and dirty. You want to break a sweat in the horizontal position. And there's nothing wrong with that, assuming that everybody is, consenting and within the within the realms of never mind. All right, that's what some of you want. What is your partner bringing to the table, Sagittarius? What are they feeling right now? How are they viewing themselves, etc., etc.? They are the King of Cups and the Three of Swords. Interesting. Oh, King of Cups, so it's a court card of water, so some of you might be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But regardless of that, some of you have a soft-hearted partner, very soft-hearted, very, as the kids say, pure, very precious, very too pure for this world kind of thing. And I think some of them have been trying to forgive you. Trying to forgive you, Sagittarius, some of them. Some are trying to forgive themselves. Some are trying to forgive the situation or the circumstances. Some of them, in general, there's like this need to get over it. There's this need to persevere, right? Because the Three of Swords in this case, in this particular deck, is very brutal. Instead of it's just some heart, it's actually two figures, and one is stabbing the other in the back with the sword, or two swords, right? Yep, two swords. And the interesting thing about it is, hopefully you can see it. So the sword or the skeleton that's being stabbed, the third sword is in their hands, and they're sort of offering it up to the skeleton above, and the skeleton above went ahead and stabbed them in the back. So there's been some stuff between you and this person, or on their side of things. Maybe they've had a previous relationship that has kind of left them feeling like this, or this was a part of what they were dealing with. And they're needing to get over that. They're needing to get into the higher levels or the higher vibrations of a King of Cups energy and learn to forgive. Yes, it's about forgiveness. Okay. Oh, if it's you, if you're the person that stabbed them in the back, if you're the person that gave them this terrible circumstance that they're going through, or this heartache that they're going through, that would kind of reflect back to that Hermit card, right? Where they have to go within and they kind of have to get in touch with themselves and sort of figure out how to do that, how to forgive you. Or they would still be doing that if it's not you who did this. But whatever it is, it's very hard hitting on their side of things, Sagittarius. And they're very aware. This is very apparent. That was a very straightforward message. If this doesn't resonate, then maybe this message or this part of the message isn't for you. But that's really all I'm getting off of those two cards is they've been through some mess. And there's thank you. As much as they're needing to get over it or learn to forgive, what they need to not do is sacrifice. Not sacrifice. They need to not overindulge. See the skeleton he's drinking from that chalice there, that cup. So this King of Cups, in his desire to forgive or his propensity to forgive, there's this potential to give too much, forgive too much, give too much leeway, right? So your partner, I think I said that, they're soft or like they're tender, they're pure, whatever I said. They might find it difficult in this forgiving of you or forgiving of some other partner they've been with, or even not even a partner. It could also just be circumstances. It could be their own relationship with themselves, their own ability to stab themselves in the back, to sabotage themselves, whatever. But they might have a tendency to forgive too easily or not hold a person accountable once the forgiveness has been given. Like, not like you need to not like they need to set terms or stipulations, but it's kind of like, okay, I forgive you, and then like in parentheses, but if you do this again, I'm not having it. Like, there's nothing wrong with setting up those boundaries. So this king and how he's relating, how I'm feeling, is like he might struggle to actually enforce boundaries if down the line some violation or some kind of just ill treatment comes upon them again. They might be too quick to forgive because they're drinking their own sauce. Okay, how are they viewing you, Sagittarius, coming into the first half of June? They view you as the Four of Pentacles. Now, Four of Pentacles, traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck, talks about holding back, being miserly, being stingy, like being overly focused on money or material possessions. And there's some hint of that there. In this card, you've got this almost bride figure, and she's sort of playing with this town, like this miniature town, right? She's like manipulating the little figurines within. So I think they're seeing you, Sagittarius, as trying to maintain control, having like a more authoritative say in things. Maybe in some cases manipulating, which talks back to that devil energy. So there's like this tightrope that you're walking between being masterfully in control or in control in a tyrannical kind of way. So much going on. As the weather gets nice, the sirens come out, the dogs come out. I apologize, Sagittarius. Now, the Four of Pentacles. Now the other dog starts. Give me a second, hold on. Okay, Sag, what is this, like the 5th time we've been interrupted here? I was just waiting out the sirens and the dogs. It was interfering with what I was doing. Now, Four of Pentacles, how they're viewing you. Like some of them, again, they're viewing like you're trying to have like a certain amount of control in this relationship or the circumstances surrounding your relationship. And again, it might lean a little bit towards the side of manipulation. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Like, as much as that might sound bad, quote unquote bad, I don't think that they're upset. I think that they know that's what you're like. Like, they know you certainly want to be your own person, have your own say in this relationship or in the circumstances that surround your relationship, and nobody is really going to tell you what to do. Like, you can be very, like, satisfied or contented to just, like, do this. Like, she's by herself. She's sort of, like, playing with her dolls by herself, right? And I don't know how many of you did that as a child, or you knew someone who did, but there are plenty of people who like can make a, like can play by themselves as children and be satisfied, or even as adults, you know what I mean? So it's sort of like this loner energy, but they're not begrudging you. They don't feel bad about it. Like it's not bothering them to a certain extent. And I think they kind of think like that's what you need, because another part of this that I'm getting off of it is like therapy. Maybe some of you are doing this as therapy, like some of you might be not playing with dolls per se, but certainly like getting involved in a certain hobby. Like, you know, maybe you collect figurines, or maybe you got stamp collection. Get out of here. Sometimes the visual comes in and I'm like, what is this, like 1942? But listen, so some of them are viewing you like kind of going off and doing your own thing, or like being focused on something in which you have control. Like maybe that's how it is. Instead of having control in the relationship, or trying to have too much say or a certain amount of say within your relationship, your outlet is with a hobby or an activity that's sort of external to your partner, and maybe even external to the relationship in general. So that would be a reason why some of them are not going to like begrudge you spending a lot of time like in the basement building like, you know, little miniature models. Like maybe some of you are like into train sets or something like that. I don't know. But they're doing their hermit thing and you're kind of doing your Four of Pentacles thing. But the effect is the same. Like through their meditation, their yoga retreat, whatever the hell they're doing, and through your playing with, you know, toy trains or collecting action figures, whatever you're doing, you're both able, like the routine of it, the whole activity is allowing you guys to sort of like decompress and kind of get to those minuscule details about yourself. It's done, especially in your case, Sagittarius, it's done very subconsciously. Theirs is done through like mindfulness and like actual practice and sort of like, not goal setting, but certainly regular intervals of realization happen for them. Yours, I think, kind of happens in a more casual, like, oh, while I was tinkering downstairs in the basement today, I thought of something from my childhood, and I realized that it equals, or it somehow travels like a thread through my life, and I realized, oh, that created a certain pattern of behavior. And you discovered that while you were like, you know, painting a box car or something like that. I don't know. But you see what I mean? So they're doing it in like, you know, and how does this make you feel? Breathe deep, release bad energies. Like they're more conscious about it. You're just like, I'm doing something fun. And your mind kind of wanders. And then it hits you like, oh, my Uncle James was a douchebag to me. And that really left a sour taste in my mouth. And he really sullied how I feel about older men in my life. Boom, I am not a fan of Uncle James. And you're still just like sitting there painting. So you see what I mean? Like your mind, because you're so focused on something else, your mind opens up subconsciously in another way. So you're both doing the same thing, just different ways of going about it. That's interesting. Now, what are they hoping for in the future of this relationship, Sagittarius? What's their goal? What's their dream? What might be the next best step for them, etc., etc. 8 of Wands and 4 of Wands. 8 of Wands here on the left, 4 of Wands on the right. So 8 of Wands, similar to the Rider-Waite deck, is talking about communication. Hot, fast, right off the presses. What is that? Hot off the presses? Yeah. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Or at least very definitive and decisive communication. Decisions being made, actions taken. Not only just communication, but there's usually like action behind it, or an intent to act. And then the 4 of Wands, that talks about, different in this deck is how I'm getting it, it is a foundation, because in the traditional Rider-Waite, it is like a family foundation. It's like let's intend to get married, or let's plan our wedding, or let's plan, you know, where we're going to move in 2 years, like putting those kind of plans together in a relationship sense. This is more of a single, not like singlehood, but like in a single-minded in a single-minded kind of way. Because look, it's like a fruit stall or like a market stall, right? So some of your partners, Sagittarius, excuse me, some of them might want to start like a little business, like a side business. Did I say that down here? No, that was for somebody else. But some of them might be wanting to start like an online business, an online store, like a little Etsy shop or something like that. They want to do something that they're passionate about, basically. They want to take action, get in communication, so they might be getting details on how to start an Etsy shop, or maybe they're actually starting like a small business out in the real world, and you need to communicate about that as far as like, when are the contractors going to show up to set up the plumbing, you know, blah, 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 blah. I need to buy furniture for the place, etc., etc. Like practical, quick communication, because you have like you have a date for your soft open and it's fast approaching. So you need to like get this stuff done. And that's very specific, and that's going to be for very few of you that your partner is like actually starting up a physical business within the world. It's more likely that they might be just starting a passion project, which could be a small Etsy shop, or it could be something related to hobbies and interests, very similar to what you're doing, painting boxcars in the basement. But I think that that's kind of it, and I think that signals back, these two signal back to what's going on here, where, and over here, in order to get to this feeling of security, because the Four of Wands is also giving me the feeling of they want to feel more secure in themselves. It's slightly independent. Both of you are slightly independent-minded right here, even though you're still in this connection. It's interesting. Like you connect with them, but you're very much focused on yourself. They connect with you, and they're focused a little bit on you, but they want to eventually focus on themselves. It's interesting. And I'm not sensing any kind of breakup. I'm not sensing any type of dissension. If I am, it was here in the Two of Swords, which you're coming off of the bench. You're getting into the game. You're going to start putting more energy into this relationship. And they've been doing that. But yeah, these two cards here speak back to this, where if they're not careful, they're going to put all their interest and all their energy into you, into this relationship, and forgiving and kind of like sort of like running that cycle over and over again. Like, I am just here, I just exist to support you, Sagittarius, or I exist to support other people. And I think like getting into this Wands energy at the top, it will allow them to focus on themselves and be solid in themselves. They want to be solid and have a foundation for themselves. And it might come through a business. It might come through something creative. It might come through, like I said, just like a side thing, like an online shop of some kind, or some online engagement. Maybe, you know, they'll design, or maybe they'll write, maybe they'll blog, maybe they'll create videos on YouTube, whatever they're doing. And it's not necessarily about money. For some of them, it is about money. It is about starting a business and turning profits and all that stuff. But for others, it's just more of an outlet. I need an outlet. I need to express myself in my own way. Two very individual people, but somehow you're still connected. It feels kind of mature. It feels like you both know there's a connection between you. There might be some sexual energy, at least on your side. Their side might be a little bit more effusive, a little bit more romantic, but there is still like this connection in those terms of sex and romance, but it's not prominent. What's prominent is like this healing. What's prominent is like this getting in touch with yourself so that you can be a better person, that you can be more engaged in your relationship, that you can give more, that you can feel more satisfied with XYZ that's going on. Interesting. So that's going to be your love reading. We made it, Sagittarius. We made it to the end. I do appreciate you for watching this far. I apologize for all the pausing and the cutting, and this is going to be a dream to edit for me. But I do I do appreciate you guys watching up until this point. If you like what you saw, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. And of course, go ahead and check the description box and the About page for contact information on how to set up personal readings with me if you are so interested. And I look forward to coming back in about 2 to 3 weeks' time, and I'm going to do your second half of June love readings at that moment, okay? So thanks a lot for watching, Sag. Bye.